In this video, we'll get started setting up our development environment. So we'll be installing Visual Studio. We can get to their website by going to visualstudio.microsoft.com, and then we will proceed to download the community edition. There is also professional and there's also enterprise, both of which they offer trial versions as you need to buy the license. But since we are individuals who are doing this for educational purposes and not for enterprise purposes, then we can proceed with 2019 community edition. Selecting that option triggers a download, which when completed, we can execute the program. This launches an installer. And it's a pretty straightforward process. You just click continue, allow it to do some more downloads and checks. At the end of those checks, they will launch a screen asking you to select the modules that you wish to install. Since we're doing C# programming for .NET and for desktop, then we need to make sure that we select .NET for desktop development. So we just tick that box. If nothing else gets ticked, that one needs to be ticked. And to the right, they'll kind of list out what you'll be getting as part of this package. So I'm going to tick some other things because I would definitely want to include some other .NET framework versions. Now, the reality is that each version comes with its own compatibility, support for certain things, and also reverse compatibility for older systems. So I'm just ticking all of them to make sure that I have them as options when needs be. Now you look to the bottom right, and then they'll say the total space required is 5.04 gigabytes, and that's just for one module. Now I could have ticked other modules. Once again, I don't need them for this, but I'm just showing you that Visual Studio is very powerful, and it allows you to select the kind of development libraries that you will need for your context. After selecting .NET Desktop and Development, that package, then we can just go ahead and click Install. Now this installer will proceed to download all of the packages from the internet, and this may take a while, so I'll reconvene when this is done. Once that installation process is finished, then we can go ahead and launch Visual Studio if it doesn't launch automatically. Along the way, you may be prompted to identify yourself using a live account. Now, my live account is already kind of registered on my machine, so it automatically detected me and signed me in. But if you do not receive that automatic sign in, then I encourage you, just create a live account. And by live account, I mean you can simply go to Microsoft.com, proceed to click sign in. You don't have an account, so you just create one. And then the cool thing is that you don't have to have an at some Microsoft service.com. A Gmail works, a Yahoo works, whichever email address you use. Primarily, you can use that as your live account. And then once you've completed that registration with that live account, then for Visual Studio, you can proceed to use that live account to sign in. Note that the community edition is very free, but then they will tell you that you have a 30-day trial, and that is really pending your creation of a live account and using it to authenticate in Visual Studio. Once you get to this screen, then you know that your installation has been completed. And as we go along, we'll see how we create a project and understand our development environment.